Hello, and thanks for choosing to watch my presentation for design and development of multimedia learning units. I'd like to talk about one of the major obstacles to learning for multimedia presentations, known as cognitive overload, and how one can avoid it. In order to understand cognitive overload, or overload for short, we should first talk about how most people process information. According to the cognitive theory of multimedia learning, information is processed in the human brain via two distinct channels, auditory and visual, each with limited working memory capacities. When a learner attempts to process multiple data sources over the same channel, such as text in the presence of graphical data, referred to as redundant data, the visual channel may become overloaded and impede learning. In order to avoid visual channel overload, Clark and Mayer suggest the use of narration instead of on-screen text when informational graphics are present. Based on studies showing improved test performance when learners were presented graphics with narration instead of graphics with text, this effect is known as the modality principle. But the decision on when to use narration alone is not always cut and dried. There are situations when presenting redundant text, graphics, and narration together can work. Clark and Mayer propose a set of guidelines to help avoid redundancy in the design of multimedia presentations called the redundancy principle. The authors ask the lesson designer to evaluate their delivery. Is the lesson fast-paced? Are there informational graphics presented along with descriptive text? Is the information being presented brand new to the learners? If the answer is yes to any of these conditions, then it is suggested that descriptive text be omitted and narration used instead. Additionally, it is suggested that complex terms be presented as text with concurrent narration as long as the text does not compete with graphics. Thank you for taking the time for watching my presentation, and I sure hope I've been able to help you understand just a little bit more about cognitive overload and the redundancy principle.